Gentlemen, orders. Situation. Reliable intelligence reporting indicates an East German motor rifle regiment is advancing north, likely the vanguard of a motor rifle division south of us, out of immediate reach. Bravo Company is tasked to block the enemy in order to prevent further penetration to our depth through the valley at objective Crossroads. This valley is one of the few avenues of approach that, if taken by the Pakt forces, would enable the enemy to threaten our southern divisional sector. While the rest of Bravo is tasked elsewhere, 3 Platoon is to defend objective Crossroads. We do not have much time to prepare. We will start with understanding what we're up against using the COPT method of the combat estimate. As a reminder, COPT stands for cover, obstacles, positions of fire, positions of observation, enemy, and distance. First, we will look at cover. The terrain we are defending is somewhat of a bowl, 3 kilometers wide by 4 kilometers deep, surrounded by steep hills. From where we are currently in our tactical assembly area, the map indicates in light blue the areas we deem to be under cover from direct fire, especially inside the valley north of Crossroads marked on the map. There is also a small valley west of Battle Position 16, which could provide a covered approach to the western hills. The blue zones marked on the southern sector of the map indicate areas that could provide cover and concealment to the enemy as they make their approach. As you can see, the hills to our south, the bottom of the bowl, affords the enemy several options to stage out of. We may get aerial recce to provide us some eyeballs up ahead. However, it is unlikely they will be able to get too far south past the hills due to the persistent threat of enemy air defense. Next, we will look at obstacles. Note the areas marked with single hash lines indicating partially restricted terrain and double hash lines indicating very restrictive terrain. As shown on the map, the valley we are in and which we are to defend is surrounded by steep forest-covered hills, making maneuver by mechanized forces nearly impossible. The Pakt forces will be forced into a funnel just south of Battle Position 16. Further to the south, the center of the valley has a small village which will force the advancing enemy to split their forces, but can also provide some cover to their elements. In the expected enemy staging areas at the bottom of the map, I note a tree-covered hill with steep inclines that presents an obstacle to the Pakt forces, canalizing them into the center of the valley or forcing a split in their forces. Moving on to positions of fire. The map indicates locations based on elevation and best line of sight for both us and the Pakt forces. The red markers indicate the locations the enemy is likely to use to maximize the use of their anti-tank guided missile capabilities, likely the 9M113 Conqueror's ATGM. Once the Pakt forces pass the central elevation line, their tanks and IFVs will be in effective engagement range as well. The blue markers indicate the most reasonable locations for us to place our call signs. Do note, however, that the southwest and northeast markers, while giving good flanking ambush opportunities, will leave us open and Crossroads exposed and possibly allow the enemy to simply bypass us using defiles. The blue markers inside the valley indicate prepared or built up sites that can be used to good effect as the enemy is forced to funnel into the valley. While minus of Crossroads, these positions allow us to reach out and touch the kill zones between Battle Position 16 and the village in the center of the bowl, showing on the map as hashed red polygon. Next, positions of observation. These positions marked on in blue and red goose eggs correspond with the most advantageous positions of fire. As mentioned earlier, the enemy has the advantage of holding high ground with large arcs of overlapping fire zones, and their systems can reach out and touch us from where they sit as soon as they get past the southern hills. Moving on to the enemy. Intelligence reports suggest we're up against a motor rifle company plus of unknown effective strength. Some intelligence reports indicate this combat team may be reinforced with rotary wing attack aviation as well. This order of battle shows the doctrinal strength of a typical Pakt reinforced motor rifle company. Note the lightly attached Combat Recce Patrol, or CRP for short. It is very likely the Motor Rifle Battalion has downward reinforced this combat team with dedicated artillery and attack aviation given the likely nature of their assessed objective, which is to seize the mouth of the valley. While we do not have any current interrupts on assessed disposition, we can determine with some level of confidence that the Pakt forces will advance in this doctrinal tactical formation, as shown here. Looking at potential enemy course of action, we can expect the lead elements to consist of BRDM Recce, and given their objective, a CRP consisting of a platoon of BMPs with 1 to 2 tanks conducting a screen meant to fight through weak sectors. The rest of the motor rifle company will likely be arrayed in 2 echelons, with a mixture of BMP and tank platoons advancing likely 2 up, 1 back. The first echelon will likely clear to Crossroads, making way for the second echelon elements. Intelligence reports indicate enemy attack aviation has been active in this sector, so we may anticipate fixed or rotary wing threats as well. It is assessed that the enemy lead or second echelon elements will try to seize Crossroads in order to take control of the vital north-south ground lines of communication through restricted terrain in this area. Given that the enemy is on the advance, we will call in artillery and CAS as soon as staging areas are reported and hit the enemy while he's static. Finally, let's look at distance factors. The enemy is likely staging within 3 to 4 kilometers south from our location. As soon as the lead motor rifle elements move out of the southern hills, we will be in ATGM engagement range. Any questions so far? No? Good. Let's review combat ratios. At first glance, we look to be at a significant disadvantage with our M2 platoon up against a reinforced motor rifle company with IFVs and tanks. That being said, the terrain will even the odds. The terrain will force the enemy into canalizing terrain and our kill zone. Cover, concealment, and surprise will be the name of the game. We have a couple of course of action we can choose from. While we could advance into flanking positions further afield, we may become vulnerable to embellment or counter moves. Mission: 3 platoon will destroy 1 motor rifle company to deny the enemy vital ground at objective Crossroads. I say again, 3 platoon will destroy 1 times motor rifle company to deny the enemy vital ground at objective Crossroads. Execution: Scheme Maneuver. This mission will be conducted in 4 phases. Phase 1. 3 platoon will sight in and maneuver into battle positions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Phase 2. Lead call sign will screen at battle position 15 to identify advancing elements. Once first contact is made, withdraw to battle position 1. Phase 3. Destroy advancing enemy company within kill zone Zulu. Be prepared to advance into kill zone to mop up any remaining enemy elements. And Phase 4. Consolidate 500 meters north of Crossroads and conduct a running replan. Groupings and tasks. 3 Alpha will conduct screen to battle position 15, then fall back to battle position 1. 3 Bravo will occupy battle position 2. 3 Charlie will occupy battle position 3. 3 Delta will occupy battle position 4. Note that we have 6 direct support fire missions, 8 times smoke, and 2 close air support flights on call. We will use a combination of smoke, high explosive, and targeted fixed wing missions as combat multipliers, focused on enemy concentrations and static elements. Code words: Troy, enemy contact initiated at battle position 15. Sparta, battle positions 1, 2, 3, and 4 occupied. And Leonidas, motor rifle company destroyed, ready to consolidate. Orders end. Are there any questions? No? Good. Let's do this. Back to your call signs and prepare to move on my signal.
Cutter ready. Fabo index.
3 Bravo, 3 Charlie, 3 Delta, this is 3 Alpha. We're moving out to our battle positions. Out. Okay, time to establish ourselves into the battle positions. Okay, everyone hold right here. We're going to occupy that built up area right there. That position right there with the dugout. That fence looks pretty good. And 3 Alpha is going to take a position, I believe, just past that copse of trees. Okay, platoon hold right here. Alright, let's go to 3 Bravo. Alright, 3 Bravo, we're going to situate you over here. It's a perfect spot right here based on the map. Let's be careful with positioning. Not to get it too exposed. Back a bit. How's the field of view? Field of fire. Pretty good. Okay, stay right there. Bow position 2 has been established. 3 Charlie. Alright, 3 Charlie, we're going to put ourselves behind this berm. Seems to be some contact reports already, so we're going to deal with that shortly. Okay, halt right here. There's good fields of view and fields of fire. Good. 3 Delta. Alright, 3 Delta, we're going to take you up to this farmhouse. No contact as of yet, at least within field of view. Okay, and so let's peek over this fence. Pretty good field of view. Arcs of fire. Okay, good. Back to 3 Alpha. Okay, let's see. We have some contacts. Alright. Well, that's one of the conditions. This looks like enemy stationary. Let's just drop some ordnance on them. Just pummel that area, see what's in there. Okay. So according to the map, there is one more battle position up here. We're going to establish ourselves up in this zone between those copse of trees. And here comes our close air support. Alright, we're phase 1 complete. Phase 2 commencing right now with the screen. Let's go see if we can pick up enemy. We're almost at battle position 15. Bravo, this is 3 Alpha. Troy now, out. Okay, there's our berm that we're going to. Incoming from the enemy. Alright, we got contacts already. Enemy is trying to soften us up, shape the battle space with artillery. That's fine. It's just a quick fire mission. Bravo, this is 3 Alpha. Sparta now out. So we got some contacts, just now a matter of finding them. I guess they're starting to head down. Let's look at the map. Okay, the latest contact was just here, coming through this valley. Alright, they're going to get masked by this piece of terrain, so we have to be mindful that as soon as they crest the saddle, they'll be in range of our ATGMs. Let's see, what are we looking at? It's roughly over here. Use thermal.
Gunner stable PC!
There they are.
On! Identified! Fire! On the way! Down! Re-engage! Target lost!
First hits. Okay, that target is gone. Target destroyed. That was BRDM-2, so that's part of the recce. When there's one, there's usually more. Looking at the map, so initial recce screen, BRDM-2's heading through here, right up the middle. One was taken out right here. I'm not sure what the other one is. Just somewhere in here, possibly hiding inside the village now. Okay, what do we have? We have 4 more fire missions and 1 more CAS and a whole bunch of smoke. There you go. Contact. Tank.
Gunner missile tank! Identified! On the way! Tracking. Target! Re-engage!
Tank not destroyed.
Next target! Gunner stable PC! Traverse drive on! Identified! Fire on the way! Get it out!
Danger close.
Fire!
Okay, so that looks like the CRP tank and a couple BMPs. Yep, CRP right here just came right up to us. How we're doing for friendlies? Okay, all call signs reporting good. TOW is reloaded. 191 armor piercing. Okay, so initial recce screen, 1 BRDM2 was observed. There's possibly one other one somewhere in here. CRP just came through. Okay, so what can we expect? First echelon tanks and BMPs. Somewhere from here. So I have to keep an eye out. Helicopters. Contact choppers. Should just use that. Let's go TOW. So this is their flank security coming. Missed. This tree is in the way. Missed again. Yeah, pretty black. 700 meters, perhaps. Okay, that one went down. It's MI-24, so it's quite a heavy armor, but I think we had something vital. Good. Chopper going down, 2 thumb choppers. Okay, so perhaps it was all for flank security. Our call sign still reporting green, good to go. New contacts, PC down here. Let's put some fire mission down. Friendly Kiowa. Okay, good. Get some eyes. Okay, what is the chopper reporting? Okay, PC's now moved this way, so possibly a platoon of BMPs, almost directly south from battle position 15. Okay, our chopper is heading up, probably going to see them. It's probably actually reporting that. Back to thermal. 25 locked and loaded. Okay, there's incoming. That looks like BMP shots. Very long range. As long as they're parked and shooting at us, we can hit them. Let's get some close air support there as well. All call signs reporting good still. So far, the enemy has walked directly into our kill zone and has been smashed pretty much where they are supposed to be. Kill zone Zulu. Now the first echelon is expected, and we're probably seeing elements of that right here. But it's only our long-range eyes that's seeing that. We have not made direct contact with them yet. Thermals up. Kaz. It's awfully quiet. All call signs still good.
Gunner Table PC! Identified!
Now we got contact. Target destroyed. Okay, another platoon up here. That's their lead echelon. One Bradley destroyed. Okay, we're down to 3 call signs. Spec fire. Right. Three Bravo, Charlie Delta. This is 3 Alpha. Consolidate on me now. Out. We're going to go and mop up any remnants, just to make sure that the enemy truly is destroyed. Okay, quick AAR here, or at least battle space consolidation of understanding. That was the CRP, a couple BMPs and a T-55. BRDM-2, of course, was the lead recce screen. platoon of BMPs showed up after as lead echelon. Okay, let's go. Alright, so we have 3 Bravo is destroyed. Okay. The platoon just form up in line formation. So we had CRP, there's a BMP platoon behind them. Okay, let's go see what else that may have missed. Alright, I think we're at the edge of the kill zone. Held position 15, so we're not going to go any further than this. Alright, quick scan. Our initial fire mission may actually have destroyed some targets over here. We first struck with CAS and artillery. Some stationary targets that may be some elements of the second or possibly parts of first echelon as well. Alright. Let's consolidate 5 meters north of Crossroads and initiate a running replan. Platoon formation wedge. Alright, Consolidation just passes a small cluster of buildings. Bravo, this is 3 Leonidas now, out. Okay, let's do a quick review of what we encountered. Okay, no crew lost, we just lost 1 vehicle, it's not bad. Pakt though lost 35 crew and 19 vehicles. Pretty significant. Okay, let's just double check our indirect fires as well. Okay, first shots. This was the CAS mission and artillery. At the stationary, looks like the leaguer for the enemy or their tactical assembly area was up on the hill. And their BMPs got struck. One was a direct hit. Very nice. Okay, another indirect fire hit. Likely CAS. Struck. And I'm not sure what happened to it, but it's a T-72. Like immobilized. Okay, then the BRDM screen shows up. Gets destroyed. Alright, we have one of our... That's 3 Alpha firing at the CRP. So T-55 with BMPs in tow. And got struck twice. The first hit actually did not do much. The second one destroyed the T-55. Okay, so there was some shots fired by T-55s. Some traded shots here for the CRP. That's their job. CRP is designed to fight through an objective if they can find soft spots, especially APCs or IFVs like M2s. They may want to just fight through and then create that gap for the rest of the force to follow. So in this case, the CRP traded some shots, but eventually just succumbed to the M2 Bradley. So this T-55 got hit several times and ultimately was destroyed. The BMPs are getting engaged, and this is part of the CRP. So T-55 and 2 BMPs. And that BMP was destroyed. Okay, then the flank security Mi-24 showed up, 2 of them, and in this case actually managed to hit with the tow. And then other call signs fired at the Mi-24 with 25mm and eventually managed to down it. Okay, then we come across I believe it's the first echelon of the BMPs, and they were trading shots with our M2 platoon. And this looks like a platoon of a BMP's front. And they got hit by hit by artillery, and then they advanced, and they entered our kill zone and got destroyed. And this is where 3 Bravo gets hit. Some personnel got injured or wounded. And then we traded shots again with this first echelon BMPs. And eventually destroy them. That's it. So it looks like the second echelon and some of the tanks, the T-72 tanks, were up on this hill and they were destroyed by our closer support artillery. So that was good. We managed to soften and shape the battle space and only had to deal with about half of that force. So the company was reduced quite significantly from the get-go. Alright, mission ends. Thanks for watching.